Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Who Would Win. And it's the beginning of the next month, so is Bleach Who Would Win. And this week, we left off on the 6th captain, now we're going to the 7th captain. And decided to go with, well, there's been a couple 7th captains, but we're going with Sajin Komamura, the dog captain, wolf captain of Squad 7. Versus Sesshomaru, the demon brother of the half-demon Inuyasha from the popular franchise Inuyasha. Now, I have watched some Inuyasha, but that was never one of my big favorite animes. But when thinking of who to put up against Komamura, I had to think, well, someone who's tough, someone who's strong, maybe someone who goes more with their physical power. But is there anyone who's canine themed I can go with? And I thought, wait a minute, the Inuyasha guys, those guys were wolf demons, so or fox, what canine demons, dog demons of some kind. So why not go with them? At first, I'm like Inuyasha. No, Inuyasha honestly isn't strong enough to maybe go up against Komamura. But his brother, who's definitely stronger than Inuyasha, there's someone I could try. So yeah, we got Sesshomaru versus Sajin Komamura. So sorry for the wiggle. To just bring this up, Komamura is probably the tallest of the 13 court guard squad captains. He stands at 9'5", 662 pounds. He's a big boy. Now, he's a very serious, cold, and ruthless fighter, but he's very loyal to the 13 core squad, particularly Yamamoto, who took him in despite his appearance. He has little other personality traits beyond that, but he's a very competent warrior. He's good in hand-to-hand combat. He has immense physical strength and endurance, capable of literally lifting a released, I think the guy's name was Poe, was the name of the Arankar, that he was literally bigger than he was beyond skyscraper height. He was like King Kong level size, and he lifted it up with his bare arm, just with his own physical strength, and literally threw him down. So that means he can probably clear 10 tons on his own then, easy. But then you take in the fact that he's also immensely durable, having taken damage from Aizen's weakened Hado 90. Granted, that took him down, but he still came in and walked out. And here's Domino. If you hear a little growling, Domino's just being. Domino normally should be asleep by now, but there goes my thing. Domino should normally be asleep by now, but you just want to play right now, don't you? Don't you? Whoa, and you're moving me around there, and she's got a rope. So if you see me moving, like, because I'm in my wheelie chair right now, that's because she's yanking me with the rope. But anyway, yeah. He's immensely durable in the fact that he tanks a huge amount of hits, which is impressive because his Bankai is tied directly to him. If his Bankai takes damage or he takes damage, then vice versa happens. He would take damage if his Bankai takes it, and if his Bankai takes it, he takes it. So, or excuse me, and if he takes it, his Bankai takes it. It's also the only Bankai that can actually repair itself from damage, as far as we know. There's probably others, but none that were introduced. But no, and highly endurable, highly strong. Enhanced senses because he's part canine. Immense spiritual energy, spiritual pressure, Ryatsu, because he's captain level. Then his Zanpakuto, and he can use Shimpo, which is flash step, so super speed. His Zanpakuto is known as Tenken, which essentially it's Kayanda's roar, and it allows him to use the disembodied parts of the giant that makes up his Bankai. So if he swings his sword, a huge giant sword with our hand will come out of nowhere and slash the opponent, having the physical strength of something that large and powerful in that mass. Same can be said for if he throws a punch or if he headbutts or any movement his body will make, those parts will appear. His Bankai summons the giant itself, so he has that giant that can come and fight for him. He can fuse with the giant partially when he did against Aizen, and use that to great effect. But as I said, he's not invincible. In fact, again, Blazing Azure, or Azure, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that. I believe it's Blazing Azure Crow, but it does a Bleach abridged series, which is very good. And in one line of dialogue between when Chad's asking Orohara to train him, he's like, Chad, you ever heard of the Worf effect? It's when a character's really strong but keeps losing to emphasize how strong the opponents and enemies really are. I do not understand. Why are we talking about Renji? all right, I'll trade you. Thanks for that. But no, yeah, he's the Worf of the captains a little bit. He's the one who constantly gets his ass kicked to prove how strong an opponent actually is. When you really look at the captains, he loses he loses his bouts when goes up against because who's he really gone up against and he's won, and he's beaten Poe, which was a fraction. Um, Bambietta technically didn't kill Bambietta, but he did defeat her. That's it. He lost to Aizen. He lost to he ran away, but let's be clear, he probably would have lost to just Reginald Kenpachi, let alone Kenpachi we got now. So he more or less lost that fight. He lost to Aizen. He lost to Aizen twice. Lost to Bambietta the first time go around. And we're not even talking about filler. So yeah, he's doesn't have the best track record. But yeah, he's still immensely powerful. He's still a captain level combatant. So Sesshomaru, technically he's the brother. He's the half brother of Inuyasha. I don't know the term. I saw it and I just didn't write it down. But he's a wolf demon more or less. Stands at 6'2", 80 kilograms, which I didn't bother translating that. That isn't his human form. He can change his form to his true form, which is giant fox. He's normally calm, very confident, composed, judgmental of enemies' power, and just kind of a little bit egotistical in that sense, or arrogant in that sense. It only uses the necessary power that he needs. He's quick to kill obstacles in his way, prideful about his father, and can be quick to anger because of that. But he's a master swordsman. He is a master hand-to-hand combat. He's a weight and hit strategist. He has demonic energy, basically demonic Ryatsu, if you want to make a Bleach comparison. He's capable of flight, surprisingly, but that's not going to really matter because Sajin can do that with his Ryatsu. Standing in the air, which is pretty much comparable to flight. He's fast enough to create an after image. He's strong enough to lift 20 tons. He can endure losing his arm and not feel a thing. He's got regenerative capabilities, but that's something he needs to focus on. So he needs to focus energy to regenerate. His armor can do that as well. The fur he wears. He's got poisonous talons or poisonous claws. He's semi-immortal but can be killed, and if he needs to, he can escape, turn to a form of light and escape. His true form has capabilities of flight, which is a giant wolf. Psionic abilities, pretty much telekinesis, more or less, so he can mentally throw objects. Superior strength, speed. His poison goes to his fangs, and it has basically a corrosive effect. Again, he can turn to an orb if he needs to. He can whip opponents with his fur, which can cause good amount of damage. And he wields a sword. Now, he's wielded several swords in the past. He can't wield Tetsaiga, which is Inuyasha's sword. So instead, he wielded for a while Tetsenga, which was a brother blade to it. Both were forged from his father's fangs, which father was a demon. But no longer does he wield that. Now he wields Bakusenga, which essentially has a corrosive decomposition effect on organic material. Now, it's not like instantaneous. It's not like Barigun's ability, which literally just rotted anything instantly that it touched and continued to do so, or aged, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty much just decay all around. But it has a similar effect, just on a much... Limit is not the right term. It's not going to do it as fast. It might not even corrode. It's definitely going to leave caustic burns. They can fire an energy wave as such. But again, he's not invincible either. He can be defeated if he really needs to retreat. He can turn into the light orb, as I said. And Domino, what you doing? Hey, Domino, go get your rope. Go get your rope. Go get your rope. Go, girl. She's surprisingly smart. She actually understands the terms when we say them now. But yeah, he's not invincible either. He needs to focus to regenerate. He can be hurt, and more or less he could be killed if you were to catch him before he goes to the light form. But honestly, I can tell you right now, in the scenarios where Sajin wins, and I always do it in a percentage where who's going to win more. So in the scenarios where Sajin wins, he's just going to turn to light. I don't believe Sajin has any way of catching him as an orb of light or killing him before he turns into a light orb. But anyway, so the way this fight breaks down, what are you eating? The way this fight breaks down is Komamura would probably show up and find Sesshomaru after the social society basically sends out a build like, we have an unknown Ryatsu in this area here in the living world. So Sajin goes there. It's big enough that no like lieutenant or anything can answer. So he goes there, checks it, and it's Sesshomaru. Exchange happens between them, and Sesshomaru says, "I am on the search. Just, get out of my way." The demon is like, "I am not a demon. I am a captain of the 13th Court God Squad." And it's like, and then Sesshomaru's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." Says like, "Get out of my way, or you will be killed," and just slowly draws his blade, and that's when the fight goes down. And let's be clear, it will be Komamura who goes for the first strike. Just and how did I write this down exactly? Just yeah. But before he does it, he just flexes his spiritual pressure, and while don't get me wrong, he's a captain, and any normal individual might like be floored by that, like going up against a cap. Sesshomaru is definitely captain-esque level of power, I would say. So, but I would definitely think that amount of power would throw Sesshomaru by surprise. Like, the hell, whoa, this guy's got a lot more energy than I thought. And then Komamura comes in and just throws the blade. Sesshomaru can easily avoid that though, and yep. And easily avoid that. Then he comes with his blade. Komamura then blocks with his, and then actually forces Sesshomaru back. Remember, Sesshomaru only uses the enough energy or power as necessary. He's a very strategic individual, not to use more power than he needs, or he feels he needs. But because of that, he's probably it's kind of like a shark. A shark's not going to go full on bite the first time usually. It's like experimental bite, and then goes after testing the waters, so to speak, pun. He goes in for a full bite. It's kind of like Sesshomaru. He's not going to go in for the full strike. He's going to test out his opponent. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with someone as strong as Komamura, I think I would also say they're both probably comparable in terms of strength. I mean, Sesshomaru is in around 20-ton level as far as I could read, at least, or at least at 9 to 10 tons from what I read or could find. But sometimes it's depicted up to 20 tons. But again, Sajin can lift that Po guy, who probably is, if you look at the size of him, he's probably somewhere east in that level, if not more. So it's going to be, Sesshomaru's going to block, but then go, what? And then he go, and then go flying back. And then Komamura's coming back again, blocks, tries to block again. Komamura just maybe backhands, that. So then the caustic nature of his blade's going to kick in. Komamura's got to, pull back as he feels his hand kind of burning a little bit, but he's able to shake it off with his Ryatsu, maybe just pump some energy into his hand, keep him at bay from anything else. Just, so now they're going back and forth, the caustic nature. He's making sure not to be touched by the blade because they're both skilled swordsmen. They're both skilled in hand-to-hand combat. The question is, with Sesshomaru, I don't know exactly how old he is. I'm not sure it's ever depicted. He's definitely, because he's a demon, he's probably older than he looks. With Sajin, with most Shinigami, they're way older than you think they look. I mean, Rukia, when we first meet her in the series, it looks like she's about Ichigo's age, 15 or 16, but she's around 150 years old. So, yeah, in Yamamoto, I believe they say is over 2,000 years old. So, it's very possible that Komamura's had a way more battle experience than Sesshomaru's ever had. But what the hell's that? We won't know. We don't know that for certain. But point being, it's going to be an exchange back and forth. And then Komamura is just maybe going to use his strength, throw like a tree or something, punch it towards him, and then maybe it's over. And then Sesshomaru, he cuts straight through Sesshomaru, who evaporates from the after image. It's like, what? And it's like, you're right. Now it's over. And it's about to go in for the kill, maybe with his claws in the back of the head with the poison. All of a sudden, Komamura flashed up. It's like, what? And then boom, gets a smack from Komamura because he didn't expect him to do that. And but then he just quickly backtracks. It's like, what are you? Sir? As I told you, demon, I am Sajin Komamura, Squad 7 captain of the 13th God Squad, and you are a threat, and threats must be eliminated, as you could imagine in Sajin's voice. And all of a sudden, roar, taken! And then Sesshomaru's probably want to say he's a good distance away because he probably backstepped, get some space. All of a sudden, the giant sword comes and like, what? And then gets either cratered or thrown into like a mountain, and then boom, pushes it off. Like, what was that? what was that? And then Sajin comes again. The sword comes this time. He's able to avoid it and then come after Komamura again. But Komamura just uses the giant hand, blocks the corrosive wave of corrosion, I guess you could call it. And you're just with a giant hand, just it's like what? And then Sesshomaru gets backhanded by the giant hand. And now Sesshomaru's probably was like, what is he? It's like, I haven't met an opponent this strong in quite some time. But I've got to admit, I'm enjoying this fight a bit more than I thought I would. But I must not lose focus. I don't know Sesshomaru's real. It's like, you're standing in my way, and obstacles must be destroyed. And then it just goes full on wolf, and then trees in the forest, mountain, wherever they're at. I'm picturing them in a mountain area. Just start flying or go flying towards Komamura. Komamura just whoosh, blocking them with the blade. Maybe he gets hit by one. And then the wolf demon just comes in, just and Dom was just like, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. I will pay attention to you, but you gotta give me some time. Gotta give me a little bit of time, baby. It's like, was this outside? This feels cold and wet for some reason. Were you just chewing on it? Ooh, maybe this was outside. There you go. But anyway, so now Sesshomaru's coming in for the kill. He's about to swipe. Maybe he got where was he? Sorry, Domino threw me off there. So I left off with he comes in maybe with the tree. Maybe it hits Komamura. Komamura gets unfortunately hit by a giant paw. So then it's like, now it's over. Now it's over, and I'm sure Komamura introduced himself as a Shinigami. So Shinigami, it's like, rest in hell, god of death. All of a sudden he hears this yell, Bankai, and all of a sudden the energy just pops, and then giant just how does it pronounce? Give me 1 second on that. I want to make sure. I want to try to get the pronunciation of it, the name of his Bankai. Kagujo. I might mispronounce it, but Kagujo Tengenmyo. And then now Sesshomaru's like, the hell is this? What the hell are you? It's like, don't make me repeat myself, demon. I am the captain of Squad 7, Sajin Komamura. And then the blood giant just comes down, and him and the fox clash, and it's boom. And I think after that, we're going to get an aftermath of just the giant explosion. I think Komamura is going to still be a little worse for wear. I don't think his Bankai comes out unscathed from that strike or that clash. Maybe he's got some claw marks, something like that, from just that epic clash, and he's bleeding, but he's still standing. He's stopping. His Bankai still active. Just and all the while, Sesshomaru just and then he's now nearly cut in half. Just it's like, time to end this. One more slash. He said this time just he hits him, and then Sesshomaru just and all we see is that little light, and Sesshomaru's like, we'll meet. I'm almost picturing a Green Goblin kind of scenario. It's like, we'll meet again, Sajin Komamura. No, it's like, we'll meet again someday, Shinigami. And he just floats off to recuperate. So in the long term, then obviously, sorry, I apologize. Domino I don't want to blame Domino too much, but Domino is gets fussy at these times of the evening. So yeah, I got a little sidetracked off the beaten path a few times, but I think Sajin, in terms of pure power, the fact he's a spiritual being, or a very spirit being, the fact that he's gone up against opponents of greater size and power, theoretically, than, unless his Bankai can pretty much tank a Zero, a giant-ass Zero from a fraction of that size, from Poe. Sajin's dealt with enough individuals of not necessarily the exact same nature, but similar strength levels, power natures, the whole decomposition thing. Granted, he's never gone up against, but he's also dealt a lot of damage. And because it's not like Baragons, where it's not instantaneous, I would imagine Sajin can hold off the effects of decomposition long enough to kind of do what he needs to do. In terms of raw power, I do got to give it to Sajin, and Sajin wins. It pretty much becomes a raw power over most of Sesshomaru's. Now, I'm not saying in terms of pure skill. I think, honestly, if you were to ask me who's the better swordsman, I think Sesshomaru's the better swordsman. In terms of speed, they're more or less even. And durability, I would actually go with Sajin, because Sajin is, you can tell Sajin's tanked a lot more damage than Sesshomaru has. In terms of just pure power alone, Sajin has more power. And I think when you get down to, because it would probably come down to Sesshomaru's Fox form versus his Sajin's Bankai. If you really bring that together, I think Sajin's Bankai would take down Sesshomaru and possibly kill him if he wouldn't go to his light orb. But in a scenario where Sesshomaru wins too, I completely see it where he uses his decomposition, just uses his superior skill to outmaneuver him. And maybe if he bites down on the Bankai hard enough with his poison acidic fangs, he could kill Sajin in that sense. But if he's gonna kill Sajin, it's gotta be in the early fight, I'd say. And he can certainly do, especially if he got a corrosive wave blast out in Sajin, especially if they're like point blank or something like that. Then I could definitely see that happening. But overall, I'm gonna say that Sajin wins this probably like 65% of the time, maybe 70% of the time, and Sesshomaru comes out about 30% of the time. So after dilly-dallying a bit, and Domino's are ripping up one of her toys, yeah, that's my thoughts on that fight. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, I'm sorry it kind of went off the rails and I kind of got distracted a few times. Domino has that effect on me. She's just so cute. But yeah, if you have any ideas for who would win, put them in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to them at some point. If you have any ideas, by the way, for the next Bleach who would win, which is Kyoraku versus... That's the thing. He's probably the only captain I haven't figured out an opponent for, because with him his abilities are very unique. I want to kind of play it off as, I could easily put him up against like someone like Kakashi or something like that, and it could work in terms of their personality. But I would prefer maybe to have a couple more options before I go that route. I'll do that route if I have to, but I don't want to if I don't have to. Even though, again, I had no real issue with doing that fight. I would just like maybe have a couple more options. So if you have any idea who I should put Shunsui Kyoraku up against, please put those in the comments below. Plus ideas for who would wins, what ifs, Star Wars, magic, superheroes, the whole shebang I do on here. Please put that in the comments below. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you folks next time. Have a good night.